Good afternoon. My name is Paul Gilmore. I am a physical education teacher at Sumner Academy in Kansas City, Kansas. So my computer's acting a little wonky today, so I am going to record this from my phone, but I will post the Google Doc with everything, all the information on it in the actual discussion. But the topic that I chose is reducing the risk. And reducing the risk is what we considered in our generation as like sex ed and like drug and dare, pretty much. It's the combination of the two. That is the topic that I chose. As far as the instructor centered teaching strategy, of course, I chose lecture. Filling these kids, up with the information that they need for the topic and the like an overview per se. Will give them the information that they need so that when they participate in group conversations, they aren't, spewing off things that aren't facts. Um, we want them to be able to, as a relevant objective, we want them to be able to define the way that they can abstain from having intercourse and also from partaking in drugs and alcohol. Trying to be uh, as clean as possible. Trying not to partake in those things, and if they do, at least when it comes to sex, we want them to be able to protect themselves from pregnancy and STIs. And for this, I'll create like a PowerPoint. And then go over different methods of protection and prevention. Just kind of, like I said, giving them the information that they need so that way we can establish some clarity before we move on to the part where we start having conversations about that, because, it's a very touchy subject. So we want to make sure that we are teaching it and giving them the proper information before we allow them to just kind of talk. The interactive teaching strategy is going to be a small group discussion and role play. So I will create certain skits, and then break the kids off into groups, have them perform the skits, and actually react as they would in real life to those skits, and use that as like a learning experience. So being able to say, okay, hey, don't say that, or how about when you do this, try this, as like a form of practice. So that way you can kind of see those situations before they happen and try to avoid it. Excuse me. Once again, I'm going to create several different scenarios on my end as a skit. The individualized portion. After I create my scenario, I would have them use this teaching strategy as for them to create their own scenario and solution. All right, so whether it's something that happened in real life, or whether it's something that happened to a friend, or whether it's just something that they completely made up, they would then take the practice that they learned in class and then transfer it to their own world. Okay, so that way they can see how it relates to whatever it is that's going on in their world. They would take this and then they would write it on a Google Doc and submit their skit via Google Classroom. Okay, so this way we kind of get everybody involved, even those who are virtual or asynchronous and those who are synchronous. We both can be on the same page in that regard. And last but not least is the experiential, the teaching strategy that I was going to use for that is like a pre and post test. So before the class even starts, I would give them a test to see what it is that they know about, drugs and alcohol, and what it is that they know about when it comes to intercourse. And then I would use that assessment in the beginning and compare it to the assessment at the end to see if students' scores increased or if they have a better understanding. Not necessarily for like a grade per se, because the grade will come from all of the work that they did, but it wouldn't be like a end all be all, but it would be just something for me to see that see growth in the kids throughout that particular lesson. So those are the four teaching strategies that I plan on implementing with this particular topic, which is reducing the risk. The standard that it covers, or that it is related to, is the one where it selects and participates in physical education activities that will enhance a healthy lifestyle, which is 5A.HS1.L1. So thank you, and hope you guys have a great day.